We were just talking about what happened to the Victoroman.
Really?
You had one of those.
Were you just talking about it?
I know it sounds wild, but when Keo has a hunch, they're usually right.
Don't listen to him. It's really not that big of a deal.
You must be force sensitive. You said go talk to Luke Skywalker. I think he's really gonna need some support.
I can't reach out and touch it like others could. But sometimes I just have a feeling of...
You're a Jedi. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you all doing well. I'm doing pretty good. For the past week, I've been playing the brand new Star Wars game called Star Wars Squadrons. Developed by Motive Studio for the Frostbite engine and published by Electronic Arts, Star Wars Squadrons gives you that fly-by-the-seat-of-your-pants feeling in a first-person only perspective space combat set in the Star Wars universe. This game takes place just after the third movie from the original series, Return of the Jedi. Star Wars Squadrons offers multiplayer, co-op versus AI, a practice area, and a short campaign. In the multiplayer, you can choose to play for either the Galactic Empire or the New Republic. In today's video, we're going to take a look at all of that and answer the question, are there any plans for future content down the road? I started off like most games playing through the campaign mode before jumping into the multiplayer. Now, to give you some background on me, I love Star Wars. I'm a child of the 70s and 80s and had everything I could get my hands on that was Star Wars related. My birthday and Christmas wish lists were nothing but Star Wars and maybe a little G.I. Joe sprinkled in. For the most part, I got my Star Wars fix with my toys, books, and movies, but the one thing I could never get was that feeling of actually being in the cockpit of an X-Wing fighter. My friends and I would talk about this for hours, drawing up plans to build our own X-Wing fighter and what we do with it and how we keep it a secret from our parents. We had some elaborate plans that we had dreamed up. But then I grew up and forgot all about that. Sure, there have been a few games that gave me the feeling of being in a cockpit, but it just didn't quite do it for me. Well, with Star Wars Squadrons, it finally did. You start off flying for the Empire, but as the story shifts, you get to get in that glorious X-Wing cockpit that I've always dreamed about. When the ship's canopy drops down and makes that hiss noise for the first time, chills. Just absolute... I'm not going to get into spoiler territory regarding the plot, but I will say there are a couple of surprise cameos that pop up. Now, the gameplay is pretty straightforward. You get your mission plans and you and your squad go out and do said mission. As the game progresses, it steps you through the game mechanics. Basically considered a training ground, so when you jump into the multiplayer, you know what you're doing. Well, kind of.
Boost is ready. Launch it. When you're ready, turn as hard as you can, then cut your engines to drift.
Yep. Did I do that right? Overall, the story is very basic and easy to follow. There is a lot of side conversations that you can choose to skip, but like any good game reviewer, I suffered through them. I just call myself a game reviewer. God. Anyway, I suffered through them. By the time I got to the end of the game, I started thinking I was a Star Wars therapist because all you can do is just listen. You have zero input whatsoever, and boy, there are some seriously messed up people in the Star Wars universe right now. More so on the Empire side, but damn.
We got to steal a Star Destroyer and help our friends doing it.
Yeah, we did.
The Empire corrupts the energy of every planet it touches, but I can always feel the good buried beneath that. And that's what we fight for, the good.
Ugh, God. Ugh.
Anyway.
This game almost drove me nuts. However, two characters stood out to me. Shin and LT-514. Both were funny by themselves, but put them together and you've got comedy gold right here, folks. Yeah, I'm saying it. Make a damn movie about these two. A Star Wars story of the odd couple.
Sabotage is the answer. We pick the fleet apart, thin their numbers, and leave the Starhawk right where we want it.
Defenseless.
Precisely.
You heard it here first, folks. Probably the only place you're going to hear it, but, you know, that's what we do here at the Mr. St. Jake channel. We make slightly bold predictions. Again, I don't want to spoil anything, but when the game ended, I had no idea I'd finished it. I got to a transition point, like after every mission, and stopped for the night. The next day, instead of seeing the continue story button, there was simply a replay story button in its place. What? Did I finish? Yeah, I did. And I had to replay through the last mission just to see the cutscene. So, for the campaign portion, I'm going to give it a D-. And yes, that's very generous. The only redeeming quality of the campaign in my eyes is the parts where you're in the ship, flying with your team, jumping in and out of hyperspace, the odd couple, LT-514 and Shin, and letting it teach you how everything works. However, 7 hours is a long-ass tutorial in my opinion. Now, let's talk about the multiplayer. Star Wars Squadrons multiplayer is really the major part of this game. It offers 5v5 combat in 2 main game modes, Dogfight and Fleet Battles. Dogfight is simply a 5v5 team deathmatch with the first team reaching 30 points wins. Fleet Battles is a much larger overall battle where the 2 teams of 5 compete to destroy each other's primary capital ships. This game mode could almost be described as a tug-of-war in a sense. At the beginning, there is a team deathmatch, and the squad with the most kills will get the opportunity to attack. After that, the attacking team needs to stay alive while causing damage to their opponent's first set of ships. The defending team needs to stop the attacking team by destroying as many of the primary player ships as possible. I say primary players because there are AI ships that do get involved and will cause all kind of damage if you and your team are not careful. Fleet Battles comes in ranked and unranked. However, the unranked is a co-op version pitting 5 players versus the AI. When I first started playing this, I gotta tell you, I wasn't happy with it. It was very one-sided, couldn't get a kill to save my life, literally, and I almost gave up on it. But then I decided to try and play with Hello Greedo and a few of his other subscribers. While it took us almost 20 minutes to finally get in the game, I decided to turn down Greedo's stream and turn on chat. What a game. It was fast-paced, I kept shooting my teammates in the ass, luckily no friendly fire, but somehow we pulled it out and won. After that, I kept the voice chat up. Since then, I've played several other rounds and only a few times was I able to get a full squad that was actually using a mic and communicating. But when you do find that, this game is a lot of fun. And that's the big takeaway for me about the game. It forces you to use a mic. Yeah, you can kind of get away without using the chat in Team Deathmatch, but not in Fleet Battles. No way, no how. Now sure, there are some issues with the game that I would love to see fixed, but as is, I still think it's a decent game. I just needed a little inspiration from a group that knew how to play it. So, as is, I'll give the multiplayer by itself a B+. The only reason it's not getting any higher than that is due to the lack of maps and modes. This game can be a lot of fun, like I said, if you're willing to use a mic and communicate with others. There are only 6 maps at the time, and unfortunately, that's probably all we're going to get. Ian Fraser revealed the news during a recent interview with Upload VR. While Fraser did not completely rule out new content in the future, saying, "Never say never," but he continued, "As far as our philosophy goes, we're not trying to treat the game as a live service. We don't want to say it's almost done and then dribble out more of it over time," which, to be honest, is how most games work these days. So we've treated it in kind of an old school approach, saying, you've paid the $40, this is the game, and it's entirely self-contained. Fraser added, "We're not planning to add more content, this is the game, and we hope you understand the value proposition." After reading that, I got it. Like, when was the last time you can remember a major title coming out, fully completed, not having to wait on new maps and extra content? For me, that's been a long time. I like how he said it too, the value proposition. No microtransactions, no paying extra money for cosmetics, just simple and all-in-one package. Back to the basics. But you know, if this game makes a major profit, I'm sure they're going to have a part 2 or some kind of way to ride the money wave. But for now, I like the idea of just a simple $40 game and getting what you pay for. That's rare these days. Overall, I like the game. I could have done without the story mode and playing therapist to everyone, but it had its moments. As far as the multiplayer, I do like it a lot more now than I did at the start, but I have to agree with Hello Greedo. My main concern is that it only has 2 game modes and 6 maps. and that could hurt the longevity of the game. But who knows? If players get into it or not, only time will tell. Overall, I'm giving the game a C+. There's no science to this rating, I just go with my gut. You know? Come on. Anyway, what do you guys think? Are you planning on picking up a copy? Let me know in the comments down below. Before we go, I wanted to let you know that today's video is brought to you by you guys. That's right, you guys keep me going by subscribing, sharing, commenting, and clicking that damn like button. I can't thank you guys enough for all the support and love over the past few years as we've been growing. So a huge thank you to all of you who've stuck with us for so damn long. And for those of you who are new, welcome to the party. I don't know why I say that, but it just seems like the right thing to do. Speaking of right things to do, I also want to let you guys know we have a Discord. That's right. We have a Mr. St. Jake Discord called St. Jake's Tavern. It's a great little community of subscribers and personal friends and a great place to shoot the breeze. If you're interested in joining, the link in the description down below with all my other social media links. Well, that's about it for me, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye for now.